Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome back. Today I want to go over and discuss an important topic in my opinion, and that is a new case that is going to be introduced quite soon, I believe, in CSGO. And if you're wondering when that could happen, it is very likely that it's going to happen just as the major ends. Well, major ended technically, but we can still buy these items from the major, right? So whenever the shop for the major ends, that's when we might see a new case. And the reason I'm saying might and not for sure is because, well, first of all, we never know for sure anyway. There might be something else that could happen, but I really want to discuss more the scenario in which we get an actual case that you can drop in game. Because in that scenario, one of these 5 cases from the active drop pool is going to be moved into the rare drop pool. If you don't know what's the difference is basically it's insanely rare to get one of the rare cases when you play the game. And most of the time you're gonna get a case from the active drop pool. That's just it, right? Just the number generated decreases significantly. That's the only difference. And again, you might ask, why do we even care about which case is gonna go rare next? We do actually care, in terms of an investment and in terms of making profit, basically. As you know, when the Dreams and Nightmares case got introduced, one other case got pushed into the rare drop pool, and that was the Danger Zone case. That was January 20 this year, I believe. And if we take a look at the graph, right, for January 20 this year, what happened at that time is basically the case almost doubled in value. If you subtract the tax that Steam would take, then you would only get about 50-30% profit, which is still pretty goddamn good overnight. And then if you hold it for like 3-4 months until now, basically, you would be easily able to double what you invested. And to just get this out of the way, I know that a lot of people are gonna be saying that past performance is not indicative of future growth. It is. When we're talking about a literal video game where most of the people buying are people, basically consumers. They're not investing. We're not talking about the stock market here where every single person buying is an investor. No, try and draw a line between these two things because they're not very related. I've been told many times that past performance does not indicate future growth. Well, if you take a look at every single one of these rare cases, the time it was made rare, they went up in price and they continued going up in price because as soon as they go rare, the production quantity for these items is decreased. Therefore, the demand is the same as it was. Supply is now much lower than it used to be. Guess why? Price is going up. That's it. That's what happens. That's why they go up. So if you know in advance that the supply for an item is gonna go down in price, but the demand is gonna stay the same, doesn't it make sense that the item is gonna go up in price? To me, it does. But okay, not everything is as clear as we want it to be, right? Obviously, there is 5 cases in the active drop pool, and we have zero idea which one of these 5 is going to be selected to be moved into the rare. Logically, you could say that the oldest one is gonna be the one to go, because the clutch is by far the oldest, right? 2 years on top of these ones. That's a big difference when you compare that 2 of these came out in 2020, 2021, 2022. So just makes sense that the clutch would be the one to go. Some people think it would be Prisma. And I mean, they have every right to think so because in the past, Valve have shown that it doesn't have to be the oldest case that is being removed, right? For example, the Revolver case was still around in the non-prime drop pool when that was still a thing like more than a year ago. But the CS20 case was moved to rare before the Revolver did, even though there is such a huge difference. And even like 2019, compare that to the Clutch case. Clutch is still around in the active drop pool, but the CS20 got already moved into the rare drop pool, as well as Prisma from 2019. So you can see that, yes, it can happen that a newer case would be moved into the rare drop pool. So that is not out of the question. Okay, so we can say that we have 2 prime candidates so far. Then what about the Fracture case? Yes, it could be the Fracture case as well. There is really no way to tell for sure. You can make arguments for these cases, you can make arguments against these cases, and you kinda never find which one is the best. But I have kind of a solution, at least for me, that works, and I want to try and explain it to you. First of all, I want to take a look at what happened when the danger zone was moved to the rare on the clutch case graph, because clutch case remained in the active drop pool, right? It stayed at the same place. And you can see that happened about here. Back then, there was quite a bit of anticipation for a case being removed. So because of that, you can see an uptrend on the clutch case. It reached around 15-16 cents days before the other case was moved into the rare pool. But afterwards, it didn't really drop all that much. It stayed pretty much at the same price, even though it wasn't moved into the rare pool. Okay, what happened to the fracture case? Let's see. Around January 20 this year, there was absolutely no action, because back then the fracture case was in here. So it wasn't even considered an option to be moved. That's why people weren't really going for it. You can see that during the autumn, Prisma was pretty much flatlined at 3 cents. But as soon as the major started ending, people were buying this case like crazy, because it was really cheap and they knew some case would be moved into the rare pool. And because of that, it did go up 1 cent. I know it's not a lot, but in percentages, it's 30% up, and it's quite a lot. If you're buying thousands of these, it's still 30%. Doesn't matter that it costs 4 cents. And throughout the next days, weeks, months, the price stayed pretty much the same. So what I am getting at here, if you bought the Prisma 2 case, the fracture case, or the clutch case, in an attempt to guess which case is gonna go rare next, you wouldn't really have lost anything because prices stayed the same. But if you also bought the danger zone case on top of those three to maximize the chances of guessing which case is gonna go rare, you could have gotten away with plus 50% overnight or more if you waited longer. And generally these cases that can be thought as at the bottom of their pricing, they don't have much room to go down. The clutch case is so expensive in the first place because it has like some insanely expensive gloves in there, like $20,000 gloves. Of course, they're extremely rare, but that doesn't stop people from opening clutch case one the most. I think you're kind of getting where I'm going with this. What is my solution? My solution is get all three of these cases if you want to try and guess which one is gonna be rare next. And even if you don't guess it, just wait around 9 months or so, because that's what it seems the frequency of new cases being released is. And that's basically the whole concept of investing in cases from the active pool. I think I've explained why you would do it in the first place, because there is room for quite a bit of profit, but it is a little bit of a gamble. Don't be one of those people that are 100% sure it's gonna be this one, or that one, or that one, because most likely you're not gonna guess. The odds are against you. Basically, as Jesus says, trust the numbers, not your guts. Yep, that's a pretty good conclusion. Of course, that is just one type of investing in cases. You can also buy rare cases for the long term to just hold them, and I've done that from November to quite recently. I had a lot of Spectrum cases, glove cases, Gamma cases, and they've performed extremely well. So I might make another video to talk about these other type of investing in CSGO cases, because the tactics are different and the things you have to keep in mind are also different. I hope that this has given you an insight on how this strategy of investing works in general. If so, then make sure to smash the like button and leave a comment with any questions that you might have had. Also, recently, as you remember, I did a giveaway, and this guy, G5C, was the one that won the giveaway. I rolled it basically with a random comment picker, and he was the person that got it. So yeah, I sent him the skins, and he's enjoying them now. I will do more giveaways in the future, perhaps right at the beginning of July or sooner. We'll see, but just subscribe and you will not miss that. Also, I want to kind of show you some skins I bought recently for my trading activity, whatever skin trading activity. And my first ever high tier op skin or something like that, Desert Hydra, this one is. And ballast card condition is not a black scope, it's just the most cheapest version of the Desert Hydra you can get. And I got it for quite a good price, so I'm happy about that. Also, I was able to snatch this Crimson Web in minimal wear. It doesn't have like an insane float, but it doesn't really matter because these Crimson Webs on the skeleton itself, they look pretty much always perfect. Like, you could take a factory new and it would look exactly the same as this minimal wear. So yeah, that is actually a pretty good buy. Also, another very important hot topic I need to talk about, not in this video of course, but very soon I'll make another video, is the Steam Summer Sale. There is basically another pattern that emerges every time there is a summer sale or winter sale. Those are considered one of the biggest and have the most impact on the market. That's why I'm gonna cover that topic to kind of help you get prepared to participate, or at least if you don't want to participate in making profit with the help of these events, you can at least learn how you can protect the skins that you're trading, or at least that will help you learn what not to buy before these events, because those items could fall down in price, basically. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you very soon and have a good one. Bye bye.